So I've been on this account for 9 days, going on 10 days, because we were going to be on day 10 tomorrow. So for 9 days, I have been on this account. And what I have learned, number one, if you're a new player in season three, the rewards you get are nothing like the rewards that we had in season one. In season one, we had about three, four, five fucking legends for free. In season three, if you're a new player, they give you one fucking legend depending on the team you pick. I think I'm gonna get Tatum. So you guys rewards for new players are actually shit. Like they did y'all bad. So I had to rethink everything and come up with a affordable team for new players, especially if you're free to play. So check it out. It's been 9 days, right? I have less than 900 gold, but let's go to my it's going to be the market. So let's go to my team. This is my team. I have an R6 LeBron. I have an R6 Isaac. I have a 5 and a 5 Wiggins. Van Vliet working on Capella. I got Smart still working on James and everything. But what I want you to see is, let's see, if I go to sell, my LeBron, my R6 LeBron has cost me over 2 million in gold. And for me to R7 him, let's see, if I go to, this is the market. Okay, I go to the market. If I wanted to R7 him by buying all the copies, I'm going to need almost another 2 million. So just for a rookie LeBron, I'm coming out of 4 million in gold. The problem is for new players, that's a shit ton of gold. It's very hard to get gold now. Now the devs are changing the way the tickets work, so we'll see how they go in the future. But right now, it fucking sucks getting gold, especially if you're a new player. So again, 9 days I've been on this account, and I have touched maybe 3 million, right around 3 million. So if I wanted to max out a LeBron that's going for 62K in gold, you need 4 million. And that's one fucking player if you're free to play. Now, if you don't care about Dynasty, Hoop Hustle, you just want your one player, okay, go for your one player. That's kind of affordable. Again, 9 days just for me to get an R6 LeBron who's around 60K. So depending on who you go for, if they're more than 60K, it's going to take you longer to max out that one player. Now, me personally, I'm just going to gamble. I, I, I I got all my copies. You can probably see it here. I got all my copies of LeBron from R1 to R6 the hard way. I didn't gamble anything just because I wanted to see how much it would take if you didn't gamble. Because if you gamble and you fail, it's going to cost you more. And not everybody's going to get lucky with their gambles. So I just bought everything and I was like, okay, so it's about 3 million. And then all my Van Vliets and everybody else that I'm building for my team, right? So first off, let's go ahead and gamble. And then I'm going to talk about the free to play team that I put together for you. So it's going to be players. I have 5 copies, well, 4 copies. See if I can get lucky. Four is 4%. All right, I don't get lucky. All right, I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gambling R7. I'm not spending all the way up to R7. But all right, so for my free to play players, with the way that gold is now, I have gave you guys a limit that your cards need to be below 50K per card. Because again, it's gonna take me 4 million in gold to max out my LeBron, who is 60K, which is a lot. So for free to play players, I think you need to be less than 50K per card. So what I have for a free to play team, when you look at the prices, right? I at my center position, we're gonna start with the centers. I'm going with Capella. I like Capella because he's great at rebounding and Capella can actually block. Okay, and he's faster than Lopez. Some people rather have Lopez starting off because Lopez can shoot threes. Lopez can block. But Lopez fucking sucks at rebounding and he's slow as fuck. So for me personally, I think your job as a C is to number one, be able to rebound. So you see 72 721 for a maxed out Lopez, 810 for a maxed out Capella. And you know Capella dominancy and his exclusive effects also help him rebound more. Again, Capella can block, even though Lopez can block better or has better, blocking stats. He can block. As long as you can block, you're fine. And he's faster than Lopez. Lopez is so fucking slow. Capella speed, I can deal with. So I go with Capella because he can block and he can rebound and he's faster. And the blocking and rebounding is what I think you need for your centers. And then if you do want to, not get a cheap center, you want to try to spend your money, I say go ahead and go for Bam. Go for Bam Adebayo, and you're gonna be fine with Adebayo. Even though he can't block, Adebayo is a good center. So that's your upgrade. If you don't want to go Capella or you don't want to go Lopez, I recommend Bam. This is just a lot of gold. So we'll do the same thing for power forwards. Again, cheap. We need good cheap cards. I on my main account, I go with Collins. For this account, I'm going with Isaac because people always debate back and forth between Collins and Isaac. So I'm actually going to test Isaac because he's not bad, but I will tell you why I liked Collins on my main account. So when I look at the stats here, Collins is stronger, Collins has more speed, and Collins can actually shoot threes. And his mid range is 793. So he's a better scorer, and Collins can block and rebound. You guys, if you've seen my Collins videos, you know I be coming through rebounding like I'm one of the motherfucking centers, right? So again, block, rebounding. That's very important for me at the center position and at the power forward position. Collins does both of those things, and he can fucking shoot, and he's faster, and he's stronger. So Collins wins for me. But on this account, I'm going with Isaac. And what I realized about Isaac is number one, he might be able to help counter the dunk spam if he doesn't get dunked on and he can steal the ball because his steal is 670. And you know when they're pump faking, that's when you steal the ball. So Isaac, if Isaac can hold his own when it comes to strength, like if he doesn't get ran the fuck over, I think that his steal might actually be able to counter onto the Kupo. And when I look at all the stats here, Isaac is actually made to be a lockdown power forward. He has brick wall. Collins doesn't have brick. If you don't know what brick wall is, reduces the chance of being power juke. And then he has solid footwork. Solid footwork, less likely to be quick juke. So he has the skills you need to be able to be a lock. So I'm like, okay, maybe. Don't quote me. I'm testing it. Maybe Isaac can be a lock and he can be a counter to the dunk spam. So I'm gonna test it. I got Isaac on this account, but you'll be fine if you go with either one of them, Collins or Isaac. But I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see if I can counter onto the combo with Isaac at the small forward position for free to play players. I have, well, number one, I'm going with LeBron, but he's expensive. I have a cheaper version, Wiggins. Wiggins is fucking nice, especially out of like you got Harris. You got Johnson, you got RJ Barrett. You probably don't want them, right? I mean, if you maybe some of you are KD fans, you might want to go with KD. But at the small forward position, I consider my small forwards to be a jack of all trades, meaning that they can do everything. They can shoot threes, they can hold their defense, they're strong. You need to be strong at the small forward position or you're going to get abused. Um, I think that's everything. That they can score, they can hold their own defense, they're strong, and they're playmakers. They can dunk. You know, just they can do almost everything, right? That's what I consider small forwards. So like when you think of Tatum and LeBron, they can literally do every fucking thing. They can hold their own defense. They can score. They can shoot threes. They can dunk. They can strength abuse. Like your small forwards are your fucking playmakers. That's how I see it. Kevin Durant is not my fucking playmaker. He can shoot middies, and he's weak as fuck. He's gonna get ran over by strength abuse. So I'm not a KD fan. I go with LeBron. But let's talk about Wiggins. Let me go ahead and throw KD in there just in case you guys want to, take a look at KD. So R7, and ignore the price. Don't worry about the price. The strength, 660. The speed, 633 on Wiggins. It's good enough. The 3 point, 804. 804 for a card that costs 20,000 or however the fuck much Wiggins costs in Asia. It's different in NA, but in Asia, Wiggins costs 20,000. Less than 50K, which is the budget I'm giving for free to play players. His mid range, he can hit middies. And he can dunk. 849, he can dunk. The pass and still is better than KD's. He can't block, okay, but he can hold his defense. 801 defense. They probably not grabbing too many rebounds, right? So what do I have again with Wiggins? I have a stronger baller, so he doesn't get strength abuse as often because Tatum is still strong and LeBron is. If you run into a King James, you can't hold him by yourself. You're gonna need to get help. You're gonna need to get onto the Kumpo. You're gonna need to get some power forwards in there, right? Small forwards are not holding that man. But anyway, strength. I got strength. I got decent speed. I got a fucking 3 pointer. I have a fucking dunk, and I can hold defense. But Wiggins can literally do everything that I want him to do for a card that costs 20K. Got the 3 point pull up pro, and he has slippery worm. You know how important it is to have slippery worms because you're gonna get hit by the fucking screen. KD doesn't have slippery worm. Once KD get hit by the screen, his ass going to the ground. Wiggins might be able to just slip past that motherfucker, worm his way past that motherfucker. Wiggins also have Duck Monster. Now I know Asia doesn't be taking, effect of Duck Monsters, but NA, we use our fucking Duck Monster. Alright? With Wiggins, you got your Duck Monster. You got the poster printer. You got solid footwork, again, being able to hold your own defense. You got catch and shoot if you want it. You got the clutch shooter, Prince of Pursuit, even though they're not, what I'm saying, getting too many blocks. You even have ankle breaker. Because again, you got some strength. You got alley oop, which Katie doesn't have. And NA, we use our fucking alley oops. All right, so Wiggins, you got your alley oop. What else he has that I like? Plenty of dunks. All the fucking animations. Like I said, he can dunk that motherfucker. He got a dive and save. KD ain't got no dive and save. The dive and save might get you the ball when it's a loose ball. Um, what else? Got a pump fake and pass. KD ain't got that. You might be able to use that pump fake and pass and hit the open man. Fade away, you don't got it. That goes to KD. And then these are their hot zones again because KD is a mid range. He can hit a three, but he's known for hitting his mid ranges. Wiggins got a fucking hot spot in the three. He can hit threes. All right, so that's why I like Wiggins. And then you guys got to go over the exclusives and the dominance yourself. I'm not gonna do that in this video because this video is already getting pretty long just by me going over this list. And again, if you want to spend money like I have, I'm going for LeBron. That's your next upgrade. It's just fucking again 4 million for one fucking card. If you want to go KD, it's up to you. Wiggins is good for shooting guards. Scroll all the way down. Um, excuse me. So I'm going with smart. At the shooting guard position, the shooting guards are the best locks in the game, right? At the shooting guard position, when it comes to locking down people, you got Paul George, you got True. Who else you got? Paul George, True. That's about it, right? They got some of the best ones in here when it comes to locking down people, because y'all know Paul. People hate when they're being guarded by Paul George, right? I even hate when my shooter's being guarded by Paul George, because I be trying to set a screen on Paul George's ass, and Paul George just bounce off the motherfucking screen three fucking times in a row, like I'm not trying to stop his ass. He literally just be ignoring your fucking screens and hounding your shooter. I don't know if Holiday can do the same thing. I'm pretty sure he has a slippery worm and everything, being able to steal the ball. Like you know their defenses, right? You know people hate to be guarded by a fucking Paul George, and you know when a fucking true Holiday is on them, they're worried about the ball being stolen. So your shooting guards are made for locking people down. You need a lock. Smart is a cheap lock. How much you go for in Asia? 13,000. 13,000 for a cheap lock. I like him. You can read his exclusive and everything. But if you do not want a lock at the shooting guard position and you want a shooter, then of course you can go with you can go with Green. Or if you want to be a little more cheaper, you might also have fun with Hardaway Jr. So since we know that Smart is a lock, let's just compare let's compare Jalen with Hardaway since they're cheap and they're both shooters. If you want a shooter at the shooting guard position that's cheap. Again, I recommend having a lock. Your shooting guards need to be able to lock somebody down. We'll take a look at it for just, or at least we'll take a look at Hardaway, because I don't know if people really know Hardaway's exclusive. Catches the pass on the outside. His open 3-point field goal percentage increases for 3 seconds. It's going to knock down threes. When he performs a pump fake and drive, his exclusive behind the back move is triggered, and his mid-range base field goal percentage increases for 3 seconds. Okay, so you know he can shoot. Same thing for Jalen Green. 3-point field goal percentage, dunk block resistance, got the exclusive. You know he gets red hot, blah blah blah. They can score, right? Speed, pretty nice speed. 3-pointer is pretty nice on Jalen, but don't forget that Hardaway's exclusive get hit wide open. You should be running these two as a secondary. Like they're not the primary people to carry the team. They're good for if you're running a two-shooter comp. That way, they what's the best way to explain it? They that way they don't have all that pressure on them when you're going up against people that spend money on the game, and they have Paul George, and they have Harden or some shit. They have Booker or some shit. People like that, because again these are cheap cards. So you don't want either of these to be the primary carry. You want them to be the secondary carry. You want to run them on a two-shooter squad. But anyway, that's my opinion on running two shooters. You got the speed, you got the 3-point. Mid range is nice. Jalen can dunk. Because again, his exclusive layup. He got dribbles, pass, steal. They ain't doing too much blocking. Got a little bit of defense. Okay. What's important here? Corner three specialists. They both have 3-point pull up pro. Mid range pull up pro for Hardaway. For Jalen Green, you got your poster printer for any of you who want to dunk. Catch and shoot on Hardaway. Unlimited range on Hardaway. Alley oop for Jalen. Again, in NA we use our alley oops. You might like that. Dive and save. Jalen has a step back. Okay. Hardaway has a floater. Jalen doesn't. Jalen has a double pump layup though, if you like to use your double pump. And then Hardaway has a fade away. Okay. So I'm pretty sure everybody knows Jalen Green. Like I think everybody knows that Jalen Green is pretty decent. I don't think everybody knows that Tim Hardaway Jr. is pretty decent. But if so, if I had to choose between these two, I think I would go Jalen Green. Let me see. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, neither of them have any of the defensive skills I'm looking for. So they're all shooters. Okay. So shooter for shooter, I will probably go Jalen Green because of my play style. All right. I don't think I can use Hardaway to his full potential. I'm not a shooter like that, and he has shooting capabilities and floaters and all that shit that I don't really know how to use. With Jalen Green, I know how to fucking dunk. All right, I'm trash, but I can dunk that bitch. So with Jalen Green, it makes it easier for me. I ain't got to try to do all that shooter shit that people be doing. I ain't got the skills for it. All right, so last but not least, the point guards. Your point guard need to be able to carry the team. They need to be able to dribble. They need to be able to break ankles. And more importantly, they need to be able to knock down fucking threes. On my main account, I went with Ricky Curry. That's why I did the video with Ninja about Ricky Curry. And I was like, hey, doesn't he look like actual legendary Curry? That's the reason I did that video. But Ricky Curry is too fucking expensive for free to play players. 77. Again, that's gonna how much is that gonna that's like 5, 6 million. Let's see. R7, that's almost 5 million for free to play players. That's a lot. So I had to rethink it. I'm like, okay, Curry is too expensive for them. So starting it off, y'all remember when FVV in season one? Y'all remember when FVV was cooking people? He used to do that dribble shit like Trey Young. FVV is like a a rare Trey Young card. Or if you know Dame be dribbling for fucking 20 seconds trying to break ankles. He can be a fucking little Dame, whichever one you prefer. He's either a little Trey or a little Dame. FVV is that cheap point guard that can break ankles, knock down threes, and possibly carry the team. So I'm gonna get into FVV in just a second. I also want to point out Lowry. Maybe in the point guard position, you want somebody that can hold defense. Lowry is a cheap defensive lock at the point guard position. He is the cheapest lock in it. Well, actually, Victor Oladipo is the cheapest, but Larry is a cheap lock at the point guard position if you prefer a more defensive player at the one. So I want to put him in there. And if you don't like FEV, you can also go with Jordan Poole. And believe it or not, you might can also go with Conley. The difference is that Conley is more of a playmaker, so you're going to be running two shooters. FVV and Jordan Poole are point guards that can carry the team. All right, does that make sense? So Jordan Poole, FVV can carry the team. You can run two bigs with them. Larry is a defensive lock. He can't carry the team, so you're going to run two shooters. Mike Conley, he cannot carry the team. You're going to run two shooters. So let's look at Conley for a second, and it's going to be in this guessing game. After Conley performs a pump fake and pass, keyword and pass, the pass recipient's 3-point base field goal percentage, inside base, mid range, blah, blah, blah. It increases, right? So you're probably going to want to hit your secondary shooter, increase their 3-point field goal percentage, get the buckets. Now, if you want to run two bigs, then okay, you're going to increase your bigs mid range percentage. But two shooters, because Conley is a playmaker. Like I said, Lowry is a defensive lock, defensive pressure, blah, blah, blah. You can read that yourself. FVV, Mr. Trey Young Jr., Mr. Dame Jr., whatever you want to call him. When Van Vliet drives, his movement distance increase with the number of drives. Drives are your dribble moves when you drive left, when you dribble right, when you make a cut, whatever dribble move drive you do. That's what that is. Also, each time he drives, his open field goal percentage increases for 2.5 seconds. This effect can be stacked up to 3 times. And that's why FVV used to be dribbling for 15 fucking seconds, just like Trae Young dribbling for 15, 20 fucking seconds, just like Dame dribbling for 15, 20 fucking seconds. Excuse me. Separation anxiety in the same crossover combo. Each crossover increases Van Vliet's open field goal percentage and shot contest resistance for 2.5 seconds. All right, so I like FVV. I was never a fan of Poole because I went with Curry. You know what I'm saying? I went with Steph Curry, so I didn't need no Poole. But shooting and off ball often combine for greater finishes at the basket. It's hard to stop once he gets his shot in. The teammates, y'all can read it, bro. Y'all can. This video is probably long as fuck. That's my selection for free to play players. Again, because of the issue with gold, I think that your budget is 50K or less. The next one, I'm gonna go over who I think is good for low spenders or hardcore free to play grinders, meaning the grinders that what is it, achievements, who come in here and grind all these fucking achievements and try to get all the diamonds and blah blah blah, so you can spin on cards and the gold and you sell every fucking thing. You fall into the free to play hardcore grinders. So I'm gonna do a video for that one next. We out.